What's up? What's up? What's up? I know it's late. Nobody's probably going to join, but I'm going to get some of these updates out here, talk about some stuff. The most important thing to update about is the federal court filming in the lobby situation. Go to the playlist if you haven't seen it. I'm sure everybody hopefully has. If you haven't, go look for the filming in federal court right to record playlist. And me and or Jason Gerhard and I have trial April 9th at 9:30 at 55 Pleasant Street in Concord, New Hampshire at the federal courthouse. So we are going to be filing a motion to dismiss. I have not yet received discovery in the case. And from what I understand, the discovery that Mr. Gerhard got didn't have much in it. There were multiple officers involved in the arrests of both of us. There was, a whole team of them. They said that they were called in from Maine as backup. I think one of them came up from Massachusetts, but they were all, federal police, Department of Homeland Security. And so they got this one guy listed as who they're going to call in the cases, and that's ridiculous. So the whole thing might get dismissed. We do have a strong case for the motion to dismiss. There's a CFR, which is the rules of the federal property. It's just like you guys, a lot of you have seen auditors going into the post office to talk about poster 7. Same thing, same type of poster. It might even be poster 7. And it says you can film the lobby and all that type of stuff. So for them to say we couldn't and then arrest us for it, we'll see how this goes. I did ask the prosecutor to drop the charges. And of course, we were arrested again when we went to our original arraignment for that initial arrest for recording. And we'll see how that goes. I still have not received a court date. Supposed to get it within 45 days. When was that? September. We didn't get it. Anyways, I'm not sure how long it's been, but it took them over 90 days to send us the court date for the initial arrest. So we're still waiting for the court date on the second arrest. What else is going on? So I have been trying to coordinate an update with Mr. Gerhard, but we were both working and busy all over the place and have different schedules. So it's been hard to link up with him, but we are going to do something soon. We also plan to do a regular podcast type of thing. It's going to be on local level stuff, nullification, legislation, bills, different things people can do to join in. And these things that we're going to be doing, because we're doing this stuff here. So we're going to be talking about what we're doing here in New Hampshire. And this is stuff that people can do elsewhere. We're going to talk about things that other states are doing, along the same vein. 10th Amendment Center, I want to give them a shout out. I've been a member for a while. If you're not a subscriber, go to 10th Amendment Center YouTube channel. Awesome content. I watch everything that they put out, and they got great articles. I get little booklets. I got this. Speaking of, they send you on your first time. They sent me a bunch of books, little booklets about how to argue nullification and whatnot. So this is the 2003 State of the Nullification Movement little booklet. So this is awesome with strategies, and they help legislators across the United States implement ways to nullify the federal government and stuff like that. So definitely check them out, 10th Amendment Center, 10thamendmentcenter.com. So let me see, let's move on. I do have bullet points here. I'm going to try to get through stuff before I start rambling. Oh yeah, I am going to make an event on the Facebook. Go to the Absolute Defiance Facebook. I'll make an event there that people can share about the trial coming up. Both of us have trial, same time, same place, same judge. Should be interesting. Right. And, you know, seeing as I was just talking about 10th Amendment Center, that's what my channel is about. A lot of people think I am an auditor. Nothing against auditors. I have a lot of friends that are auditors. I do some audits. I go out with them. But that's not necessarily what I do. I nullify. I'm getting arrested all the time. I don't always record what I do either. And I use this channel to document the stuff that I'm doing here and that we're doing here in New Hampshire to defeat and push back the tyranny, right? This all started for me with Absolute Defiance when I was protesting by myself, and I created the Absolute Defiance Facebook page, and then someone introduced me to Jason Gerhard, and we started protesting. It was just the two of us out there in front of City Hall, Manchester during COVID pandemic, protesting and whatnot, and then it blew up from there. So that's what this channel is about. I'm not monetized. I'll never monetize the channel itself because that, it creates an ethical problem and would motivate me and force me to get paid to be going out there and generating content. And that's not what I do. I'm not here to generate content and get clicks and likes and views and whatnot. I do have a shop if anyone is interested. I got some silver in there. I got some gear. I got 3 clothing items that I made. Go check the link. There's other ways to support. I have the private Telegram group, the Lion's Den. It's $5 a month. You can find all that in the links in the description. So check that out. There's a link tree down there with all the socials and everything. Right. So I'm going to be putting more stuff in there as well, more coins that I have. I am a coin collector. So I got a lot of stuff. I have an eBay shop, and I've sold a bunch of stuff on eBay. I buy a bunch of stuff on eBay, but the fees are insane on eBay. So that's why I opened up the Square shop to try to get some money that way. So I also got the Quaken ambassadorship in there. That's another that's a clothing brand. It's a non-woke clothing brand. Check that out. You can find that. I'll be talking a lot more about that. I'm going to do a specific video about what I got going on in the shop. So motion to the strips, talked about that. Yeah. All right. And so, yeah, I've been super busy. Touch on, you could probably tell my surroundings have changed. It's a temporary location where I'm at. The past year and a half has been very chaotic. I had to close my business because my landlord, where I was running my business out of, I was running a sober house. A lot of people don't know that. I was running a sober house for over 5 years in Manchester. So the landlord closed it down for renovations. There was lead paint on the outside, and I had to get everybody out and shut the business down over a year ago. So I've been picking up odd jobs, sporadic work, and ultimately my plan is to find another property to reopen the business. I had a good sober house. I still have people contacting and reaching out for rooms and beds. And of course, I have no beds available. It's not good. So that's the end game for me, is to get back into the recovery business because I'm good at it and had a lot of successful people come through my house. You can go to Humble House, Manchester, New Hampshire, Google, you see the reviews, some of the reviews there. I did have a really good Facebook page, but when Zuckerberg assassinated my original Facebook account and it took out my business page as well. So I lost that, unfortunately, and all the reviews. I had a lot of good 5-star reviews, had hundreds of people come through. My transitional living program is what it is, a 6-month transitional living program, and they can stay on after that. But so yeah, I started that in 2017, shortly after I got out of prison. Many of you may know, some of you may not know, I spent 11 years in prison. I spent 5 years in solitary confinement. They actually held me in solitary confinement for refusing to shave my beard on religious grounds. I sued the prison in federal court pro se, and I won. So I do have that history, and victimless crimes, drug possession, gun possession. But yeah, so I spent 5 years in solitary confinement. I got out. I paroled directly from solitary confinement to Helping Hands specialty shelter here in Manchester, New Hampshire, and I had to pay either program fees or volunteer and do community service. And so my counselor, he was actually in the prison too at one point in time. Shout out to Chuck Novak. And he sued the prison for the same thing, for the beards and for the same religion, Taoism. But they ended up paroling him and mooted his lawsuit, so it didn't go anywhere. Many other people have tried to sue the prison as well in New Hampshire for beard reasons and keep locks. A Jewish guy had to shave his keep locks, and he lost. And the reason why everybody kept losing was because the Jewish guy, he cut his keep locks and then he tried to sue. And so how I won was I refused to shave my beard, and then they held me in solitary confinement until I shaved, but I never shaved. So I went to court and won. 1983 federal rights, civil rights lawsuit. So I went to Helping Hands, right? And I started volunteering for an organization called Smart Recovery. I don't know if anyone's ever heard of Smart Recovery. It's an alternative to the 12-step program. It's science-based. It's cognitive behavior based, REBT, actually, rational emotive behavioral therapy. They use a lot of Stoic principles and Taoist thought and ideas in there. So I started doing that, and I made a name for myself with that, and ended up working at a crisis respite during the opioid crisis. There were people like in the street overdosing and like all over the place. And it's called Amber's Place Crisis Respite that I was working at. And I worked there for, I don't know, 6, 9 months until they closed. And then I got offered to work on what was called the ACT team for Manchester Mental Health, really called the Greater Mental Health Center of Manchester. And I was working with dual diagnosed clients, people with, schizo things and drug problems. So SPMI, serious persistent mental illness and drug problems. And I was a peer support specialist. So I did that for a while and loved that. made a name for myself with that. And they then started what's called the Mobile Crisis Response Team, which went out on police calls where they thought it was mental health related. And so they would send out a clinician and a peer support specialist. I did that. And then, like I already said, I started my own business, this Humble House transitional living program based in Smart Recovery. The whole time I was volunteering for Smart Recovery, I was the local coordinator. I had a whole team of people underneath me doing meetings. And yeah, I'd love to get back into that, but there's nowhere, there's like the one community center, you know, I won't even talk about it, but yeah, I started meetings back up there again recently, and then they try to charge me rent. And it's like, this is a free service I'm providing to the community, and you guys want to charge me rent? I'm not making any money. I'm not even getting donations from people. Anyway, so that's that. And so I had to stop doing the meetings. um, and so I was doing that, and then the COVID thing happened, right? The whole COVID lockdown. And, I was protesting like a motherfucker, um, shutting shit down, shutting down executive council meetings. There's tons of people like doing this. What was that other one? You can see it in the playlist, the DHHS Vax Pass hearing that people, they overloaded the room. They tried to hold it in a tiny little room, and we exceeded the fire capacity and they shut it down. So, you know, did all that. And then DHHS started sending my business threatening letters, that they thought I was operating an unlicensed facility, blah, 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 back and forth with some letters with them. I said, what do you think I'm doing? What services do you think I'm providing? And all that, because services is a legally defined term, so is facility. And long story short, you can see there's a 7 minute. If you go to the boss level playlist, I think it's like it's one of the first videos. It's a 7 minute how to be a boss in 7 minutes. And that was that hearing where they were supposed to bring witnesses to this appeal that I was doing. And they didn't bring any of them, and they just reiterated their same old arguments. I probably have a lawsuit for all that, but yeah, that's I shut them down. And then the judge, or judge type person, whatever, ruled after that video. The judge ruled in my favor and said they should have provided exactly what I was asking for, and that I'm not a facility or operating unlicensed or providing any services or anything like that. So, that happened. And then the parole board found out that because they also denied my parole for refusing to shave my beard, right? So I sued the parole board and the prison, and they let me out on parole, right? So I won that part of the lawsuit and everything. I didn't win any damages. They got qualified immunity, of course. But what was I saying about the parole? So lost my train of thought. Oh, yeah. The parole board found out that I owned and operated Humble House because nobody really knew, I guess. And I had a good reputation in the community. All the, parole officers and probation officers knew me. They knew the business. They were coming in and out of there. I had people there, federal parolees on the bracelet, all kinds of parolees. I actually ran it co-ed for a while, so I had men and women. It was a complete nightmare. I went to separate upstairs and downstairs, women downstairs, men upstairs. It was still a nightmare. And then I went all men for a while. And like I said, at this point, the parole board finds out that I'm the business owner, and they take my business off of the pre-approved list for people to parole from the halfway house and the prison into my program, even though drug court loved me. And There was never any issues, no overdoses or anything like that. So, you know, I ended up downsizing, and then, like I said, last year, we had to shut it down, the business down. So here I am picking up odd jobs. I was just actually, so I have a decent job. It had to stop for the winter because we can't it's installing outdoor trim lights. And so the wires can break in the cold and we can't do stuff in the rain or the snow. So haven't had that work all winter. I did pick up an assistant manager job, you know, at a restaurant. I was working there for a little bit. Things got a little crazy, so I left. And here I am. I have a little bit of free time, so I figured I'd catch up on this. I'll show you guys what I got going on here. I got all my stuff for this trial out here. Getting ready to organize all of the questions and witnesses and all that type of stuff. So this probably, I'm not going to lie, and I never expected to get in the court filming so easily. That was the whole point of doing what we did and getting arrested and getting into the court. But yeah, so shit is crazy right now. Got a lot of shit going on. It's going good otherwise. Things are going good. And I'm so confident on this filming in federal court case. We'll see what happens with it after. Definitely going to file in 1983 on that. And I'm assuming they will drop the second case because that was ridiculous. And they should definitely drop it on Gerhard, because anyone who's seen the video, like, they charged us with disorderly. They arrested him for disorderly. I think they changed his, but there was no disorderly. There was nothing disorderly. And if there was anything disorderly, it's me, because I get bombastic, I get loud, and the commander was arguing with me. Shout out to the commander. He's a star, superstar on the channel. Let me see here. Yeah, that's pretty much it. I just wanted to give you guys a history, and then, I'll reiterate a couple things. And I'm not trying to put anyone down or anything like that, but part of it is people in the comments, to address, not that it's not like they're living in my head rent free, but the few negative comments that are there. And I do know that there are some channels that take my videos and their lawyer channels or something, and they pick them apart and they talk all kinds of shit and all that. The point of what we're doing here is nullification. I'm not here to take pictures and get videos. I'm going to do that shit with or without a fucking camera. Fuck around and find out, okay? I've proven it time and time and time again. I got arrested 8 times through COVID for all different types of things. And some people will tell you I shouldn't have been arrested at all. And I would agree with that. And others will definitely tell you I should have been arrested thousands of times, hundreds of times at least. Some people want me dead, probably. I'm sure I've got death threats. So, I'm not monetized, like I said, because that would kind of make me want to go out and make content and interact and create interactions. I don't like people. I'm not going to lie. I don't like people. I'm introverted. I like to keep to myself. I'm a coin collector. I'm a geek. I keep myself busy. So I don't need lots of socialization and all that. And I don't like putting myself out there like this, but it's like it needs to be done because people people aren't standing up. And all it takes, you can see in my channel, if you know what you're talking about, you articulate yourself, you do things the right way, you can really make a difference and shut shit down. A lot of it is about the delivery and how you conduct yourself. And you should always conduct yourself accordingly. And that doesn't mean bowing down at all times. And it doesn't mean going out and creating antagonistic situations just to get a rise out of people and whatnot. I don't like that. I prefer to avoid conflicts. I'll go head to head. If conflict arises, I'll handle it appropriately as I see fit. Maybe I'll just walk away. Um, but yeah, that's it. Um, Please go check out all the links. Go to all the socials. Go to X. I don't really use that. I use my Footloose account on X a lot. Um, I have hobbies. Like I said, I collect coins. I collect NFTs as well. I got into NFTs pretty hard. So if you guys are into any of that, go follow Footloose on Twitter, foot_loose. But yeah, that's not in any of the links. But if you go to the link tree, all the socials are there, the Instagram, Telegram, and the X and the Facebook, all those things. So, okay, Cliff. Yeah, let me check the comments too. Cliff Edward, I see he's a coin collector. All right. So if you go to the shop, you'll see I only have a couple in there, a couple things in there. I have, you know, some junk silver dimes, and then I got some BU silver dimes, and I don't think it's not showing up, but I was trying to list these 1943 BU steel pennies. I bought a few rolls of those, and I encapsulated them. And I'm going to be getting some gold backs. I have a lot of PCGS graded stuff. I do have a registered set if anybody knows about that. I'm not going to divulge my ranking. I'm not going to divulge my ranking. $5 Indian coin. Oh, picked up nice. That's what's up. So yeah, I geek out on stuff like that. I love coin collecting. And I got big into, I'm into crypto. I'm into XRP, which is, I'll say again, Quaking. Quake. So the Quaking and clothing brand, I'm a brand ambassador for Quaking clothing brand. I can go grab, I have stuff in my room, some of their gear, and I'm a NFT holder. And if you buy certain NFTs, you can redeem it for a free physical item, but they also sell stuff for cash in their shop. And so you can buy all kinds of stuff, swimwear, hoodies, jackets, jerseys, tank tops, bucket hats, all kinds of stuff. Qawaken Club is what it is, and there's a Discord. You go find them on Twitter as well. You'll see me interacting and sharing them, the Quaken Club posts. But yeah, I'm a brand ambassador for Quaken, so if you use my link, I do get rewarded with either Quake tokens or XRP. XRP Army. I'm big into XRP and XRP NFTs. I have a few other NFTs on other chains, but that's only because of Quaking Club. I think I got from them. But I'm big into crypto. I know a lot of people are like they hate crypto or they love crypto, or there's people that love precious metals and hate crypto. I'm a person who loves all of it. I love precious metals. I love crypto. Constitutional freedom fighter, what's going on out there? Carnival Games. Hello, hello, Fretful Badass. Thank you, Raylene, for joining. Blondeaholic Salon, what's up? Constant Freedom Fighter, you need a PayPal link. So if you go to the Absolute Defiance Square site, you'll see ways to support, and I know there's links to my Cash App, Venmo, all that stuff is in there. If anyone wants to go donate, that would be very helpful and appreciated. Um, How do you survive without money? Tony Edwards. So it's not that I don't survive without money. I have savings in the bank. You know what I mean? I'm not a millionaire, but like I said, I've been working. I had a part-time job, assistant manager, 20 bucks an hour at my friend's restaurant. I was helping them out. I was getting way underpaid, and I was working from 4 to about midnight, and then from 7 to 2 in the morning. So, 4 days a week. It's only 4 days a week. It's a nightclub. Soho, shout out to Soho Restaurant in Manchester. It's the wildest nightclub in the city, probably in the state. Not that I go out to nightclubs a lot. I didn't even realize it was a nightclub. I thought it was a restaurant, and it is a restaurant, but it gets crazy at night. They got DJs in the back room and the side room. And so I was assistant manager there, and then they had no kitchen manager. So I filled in the role of the kitchen manager. And like I said, I ran a transitional living program for 5 years. Okay, so I took all my money and I put it into crypto and gold and silver and coins. Okay, and I keep enough cash on the sidelines for emergencies and whatnot. So it's not like I have to work 80 hours a week or anything like that. Um, when I had my transitional living program, I had a lot of free time. That was semi-passive income, right? I lived there on the property with everybody, and I was overseeing all that stuff. But yeah, yeah. So let me see. Um, so that's how you survive you can't really survive without money. You got to be eating out of dumpsters and shit like that, right? So, and that's another thing. With my program, I didn't accept any state or federal funding. I made people work. Even if they got a check, I got a lot of people that collected Social Security disability checks in my program. And, it's not enough to live off of. You got to get a part time job, even if you're collecting a check. And they are so afraid to lose that lifeline that they don't even want to work at all. Part of it is laziness, and part of it is a lot, it's just changing that way of thinking and motivating them, and helping them find the right motivation through cognitive behavior tools, motivational interviewing questions, and I coached a lot of people to get jobs, and a lot of them actually got off of Social Security disability. They went and got their own apartments and places and all that. So, I was very successful at all that. And, thankfully, I do have, so I had to sell off a bunch of, like I said, I bought a lot on eBay, and I ended up having to sell a bunch of stuff, and I sold a bunch of stuff on eBay, and the eBay fees are insane. So I'm gonna put stuff on my shop on the Absolute Defiance dot square dot site, and I got some pretty sick stuff. I got some really high-end PCGS things. I got some really nice ungraded Indian head scents, and some Civil War tokens. So I got some really cool stuff. Anyways, and I do appreciate that, Freedom Fighter. I saw a PayPal Notification came through. Thank you so much. It's exactly what I do with my ounce of gold per month. Yep. Cliff Edward says that's exactly what I do with my money. I buy an ounce of gold per month if business is good. Boom. Yeah, and it's a good strategy. You got to take a certain amount, take all that money you were going to spend on junk food, people out there, or something that you didn't really need, and buy some gold, buy some silver, small amounts of it, you know. Junk silver is, even though it's called junk, it's not junk. It's 90%. Can get some good deals, excuse me, get some good deals on that. Obviously, do your research, make sure you know what you're doing, try to find somebody that knows, about counterfeits, and go to reputable sources and whatnot for your stuff, right? That's why I bought a lot of graded coins, because the graded coins are legit. Boom, boom, boom. Uh, so one rule about helping people, I only help those that, yeah. And eventually, if people don't help themselves, um, you know, you shouldn't waste try to help somebody, but if they're just not doing anything to help themselves, you got to stop at some point. And those people won't pay their program fees at when I was doing my thing. And yeah, I'd have to kick people out. They'd be weeks behind, many weeks behind. I was the only place that would let people stay that long in arrears. I claimed like $12,000 one year in bad debts from all of the clients that didn't pay that year. So yeah, that was just that. So anyhow, let me see. So I appreciate you guys popping in and out and being here on the stream, sharing. Check out all the links again. There's a bunch of stuff in there. I'm probably forgetting things. Definitely check out the Quaken shop. Anything you buy in there would help me out. I'll get XRP. I'll get some XRP rewards for anything you get in the Quaken shop. So I appreciate that. But yeah, if you put your mind to it, it's all about changing your mindset. You got to believe. You got to have the knowledge, to have the confidence to act on it, right? So that's why a lot of people don't have the confidence or the courage to do things, is because they don't have the knowledge or the integrity, or both, right? To follow through and do some of these things. Because once we all stand up, you know what I mean, it's over with. It's over with. You just say no. It doesn't take a violent, revolution or anything like that. Like you see the, guys with their kits, and, I'm not against weapons or anything like that. I collect knives, but I got my kit here, and it's got my body cam rig and the cops love this too. The federal police love this. Shiny badges, don't grid badge number 9. This is my kit here, and it strikes fear in the government, in the hearts of tyrants. So I got all kinds of all my electronic stuff there. It's my bug out kit. Bug out to the scene and try to film in court. So yeah, and then I'll mention again, me and Gerhard want to do a regular, podcast. We're looking for a good place to do it and good equipment. He actually ordered equipment for multi-streaming, and I don't know. I'm not the best. You guys know I'm not the best with all that. I'm learning. I try to teach myself as much as I can. Google articles on all these different things. It's like that the shop and the website. That I've been working on that for months. I've been working on that for months. So I put a lot of work into that. I try to make it look nice. Um, and yeah, again, so go to 10th Amendment Center. Oh yeah, that's what I forgot what I was talking about. Um, we want to do a regular podcast, and we'll have debates, and we'll have people on that have opposing views. It's going to be local people here in New Hampshire. And New Hampshire is no joke. They talk about New Hampshire in the political scene all the time. It's the first in the nation primary. You saw how they tried to steal that too, right? So there's something about New Hampshire. Ghislaine Maxwell was here. A lot of stuff, a lot of contracting companies and data analytics headquarters here in New Hampshire. Tax free. We're tax free, sovereign state, live free or die. So people should move out here. I'm not a free stater. Oh, yeah. Oh, I can give some more detailed updates about the case. So you guys saw the late night Dropbox thing. Probably should have said this earlier. But the late night Dropbox was asking for a continuance for me and Gerhard. And that was denied. We were supposed to have trial February something, 12th or something. And the judge let us file another one. And so I filed another continuance. And then the prosecutor filed objections and all that. Of course, there was two objections there, objection for the first one and the second one. And then the judge granted the continuance on the other the second motion to continue, because I put more substance in there on the reasons why. We're working men. Like we work, we also have to do other things in our lives. We're not the federal government who gets paid to tyrannize people, right? So they have a whole team with all this experience, and it's like David and Goliath here, and you guys are trying to hold me. So I waived our right to a speedy trial in the second motion for continuance. And yeah, so that got granted. And it's going to be on April 9th. And I had a phone call. I left a couple messages. I do have a video of that. I left a couple messages. I haven't uploaded it for the prosecutor on the case, the federal prosecutor. He called me back the next day. I did not get it on video. I did ask him if he was recording the call, and he said, "Why? Do you want me to?" And I said, "Are you fucking kidding me? Of course this should be recorded." I almost grabbed something to try to record, but I had a back and forth with him about the discovery, and they're not trying to give us discovery and a list of all the officers that were there that day and all the reports and communications about how they orchestrated our arrests in the lobby for recording. And so part of their, from what Gerhard tells me, I haven't seen it yet, but he said that part of the discovery that he got is a video. This is from the federal government. It's a link to a video or a download of Free Keene website, which is Ian Freeman and the Keene crowd. That's freekeene.com. They come to a lot of my trials and some of my events and stuff like that, protesting in front of the governor's house. And Ian's in federal prison right now, the Bitcoin guy, right? Bitcoin, go to the crypto6.com, thecrypto6.com if you don't know about that. But yeah, he's in federal prison, and that's where we were arrested, was at his sentencing, right? And at the federal court. And we were arrested in the lobby that day at his sentencing. So the prosecutor, right, says, "Oh, I got this video," because I called him and I'm like, "I haven't received any discovery because I haven't received anything." He said he sent a package and it was left on the front doorstep in like the worst neighborhood in Manchester. I don't know if it blew away in the wind or if it got stolen or what. But he goes, your organization, I have this video from your organization, Free Keene. And I'm like, my organization? It's not my organization, dude. So, and the other federal police officers were asking me if I was, referring to me and assuming that I was a Free Stater. And I have nothing against Free Staters, the Free State Project. I see everybody as individuals. I'm not a group thinker. But yeah, I'm like, no, I'm not a Free Stater. A lot of those people hate me. Um, so like, I'm just one man. Absolute Defiance is not a organization or anything like that. Absolute Defiance is lowercase. It's an action. Absolute Defiance is the solution to the problem, right? Absolute Defiance is the answer to the tyranny, right? It's the anti-tyranny, okay? It's the antidote to the tyranny. So Absolute Defiance is something that only individuals can do. I can't do it for you, right? You can't do it for me and all that. So it takes each person standing up and saying, no, I'm not going to put on the mask. I'm not going to take that jab. Put me in a FEMA camp. You go and look at my videos. You'll see me and other people shutting down the executive council meeting for $27 million in federal funding for a vaccine track and trace database. And I was pacing back and forth in front of these lobbyists saying, lock me in a FEMA camp. Lock me in a FEMA camp now. They were scared to death. They were scared to death. And there was tons of state police and troopers in there, and a lot of them know me. And so they don't like it either. So I'm not an ACAB guy. I'm not an anti-cop. I see cops as people as well. Cops are cops. I'm not saying they're just doing their job. I'm not sticking up for bad cops, and I'm not, or anything like that. I treat them all as individuals, and it's just like we gotta be we got to be a little bit more mature about how we handle things. I know people be like, yeah, more mature coming from you. Yeah. I think I'm pretty mature. Sometimes it is appropriate to lay down the fucking law and flip the tables like Jesus, right? So yeah, sometimes getting crazy like I do and getting wild, and I can't help it. It's part of my head trauma thing. People, oh, it's just an excuse. No, I have hyperaggression and emotional lability. So my emotions can go up and down all over the place, from crying to happy to laughing to angry at the drop of a dime. It can just turn like that. So that's called emotional lability. And then, I have the memory problems and whatever else I was just talking about there. Hyperaggression. So if somebody gets aggressive with me, I don't, whether it's a cop or whatever, it's just like I'm retarded. I'm just stupid. So, yeah, go check out the shop, guys. Get into the private Telegram group. I'm really trying to grow this private Telegram group into a network across the country. It's broken. We'll have each state as a category. I don't know if you guys know how Telegram works. We have all different topics of discussion in there, and we can create all kinds of new topics. And it's a good place for like-minded people to meet. We can talk about gold and silver and cryptocurrency and teach each other how to become our own banks and get off of the fiat dollar. That's a big part of this, is getting off of the fiat dollar, and being ready, because none of that. Listen, the gold and the crypto debate, it's always happening. A lot of my friends, it's always happening, this gold and crypto debate, and how, when the grid goes down, your crypto is not going to work and it's going to be useless. And then it's like, well, if it gets to that and the grid goes down, your gold and silver is fucking useless too. Okay, the only thing that's worth anything is a good place to hide, shelter, and water, and food, and steel, and lead. Okay, so the gold and the silver and the crypto and all that, it'll be good maybe for after that, once everything is over with. And will it be over? Who knows what is really going on in the world today? Like not trying to touch on all that, but I do follow geopolitics as well. I don't watch the mainstream media. Lead, you need lead and steel. Lead and steel are like peanut butter and jelly. And of course, you got the steel, knives, cold steel, right? Impact weapons. Yeah. Lead, there you go. Constitutional freedom fighter. Got it. Winner, winner, chicken dinner. Yeah, it's crazy. It's a crazy world and crazy times that we're in. No telling what's going to happen before the election. We don't have much time for that. And these people behind these marionette puppet politicians, people think I'm on the left or the right. They don't know. Some people think I'm a Trumper. People think I'm all kinds of things because I'm just open. I'm open and I associate with all different types of people. But yeah, I'm a constitutional anarchist, and I'm not a Trumper. I don't believe in the rulers and all that. So, what's going to happen? People are hypnotized. It's all just a show. You go look at my Wings of the Same Vulture video and you'll see my thoughts. I already put them out there. Trump and Biden, Wings of the Same Vulture, the left and the right. Get out of that paradigm. People are trapped in this paradigm with the voting and paying their taxes as well. Go check out the tax videos if you haven't seen any of those. That's another thing that a lot of people are unnecessarily paying taxes. Some people do owe taxes, but most people don't actually owe taxes and are paying it unnecessarily. Back to the keep rambling here. Boom, boom, boom. New Hampshire has no income tax. High property tax here in New Hampshire. Shout out Aussie Nathan from Australia. Yeah, most of the viewers, we go to the analytics, it's mostly United States, of course, but a lot of Canada and Australia. A lot of Canada and Australia viewers. And I appreciate y'all. So, yeah, peaceful non-compliance. Peaceful non-compliance. And so that's the thing, like peaceful, just because you're swearing and you're loud doesn't mean you're not peaceful, right? And so people really get it messed up because going in there, trying to play nice, like the Republicans are trying to do with these Democrats, these Democrat people are vicious. And these Republicans are just like, higher moral ground and all this stuff. And Jesus Christ. It's crazy. It's fucking crazy. Boom, 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 boom. Yeah. So yeah, tax-free states. I'm not sure how many there are, but we got a few bills as well with like cryptocurrency and gold and silver, recognizing these things as non-taxable legal like property that you can just trade with and utilize and stuff like that. So we got a lot of stuff going on here. And what's great about New Hampshire, and that's why the Free State Project is a great idea. The Free State Project is a great idea. Okay. And the idea is to get people who want to see liberty, who are willing to do anything practical to achieve liberty in their lifetime, to move to New Hampshire and then play a role in the political system and do different types of activism, whether it's running for office, getting on the school board, protesting, There's all different types of things that different people could do. Some of it is just volunteering for those other people that are doing that type of thing in organizations and whatnot. But New Hampshire is great because it's so small, and really, like, anybody has a chance. Look at look at Jason Gerhardt as a perfect example. He's going to kill me, but no, I mean, seriously. There's all kinds of. I mean, look at Stacy Lawton at Nashua. I mean, geez. Uh, where do we start with that one? If anybody knows, just Google Stacy Lawton, Nashua, New Hampshire, and you'll see all the articles pop up. Crazy, crazy stuff. So move to New Hampshire and get involved. Run for sheriff. That's a big thing that I'm into. Is the constitutional sheriff. So shout out and Jason Gerhardt again. He's a beast. He's running for sheriff. He's running for Merrimack County Sheriff. This whatever term, and so that should get interesting. There's a lot of other people running for sheriff. That's been an initiative that we've been talking about here and working on here in New Hampshire for years. Through COVID, we flew Sheriff Mack out here to do a constitutional law symposium. We had a couple of deputies show up to the event. It was pretty awesome. And so, bullets led. Yeah. Shout out to my friends across the pond in England. Is that Australia flag? I can't tell. Who said they were Australia? Anyways, yeah, so that's it. I don't know if you guys got any questions or anything like that. Shoot them off in the chat. And try to do more updates soon. That trial is coming up. I will. Maybe I'll go live up until I have to. I don't know. I don't know what I'm gonna do. Maybe I'll get arrested again for a third time in the lobby. I might have to, just because. What would be the point of doing it the first two times if I didn't do it a third time? Right? These ethical quandaries we find ourselves in, these philosophical conundrums and questions on what to do or not to do. Should I film in the lobby again and demand to record? I'm actually going to be filing a motion to be able to, and even if they deny, because just to get it on the record and preserve it that they denied it and didn't provide an alternative to it. So, and they have problems. The problem is we have the technology to do it ourselves and get a record of the situation. And it's just redundancy. If they're recording it and they derive all their power from us, why the fuck can't we record our own hearing? That way we can also avoid having to pay the transcription fee. And part of the problem when you do the transcript is that the stenographer, it's not just like they go off the audio recording, they go off whatever the stenographer wrote. And the stenographer is listening to everything and typing up what they hear, maybe what they want to hear. Okay, because I 100% with my gun case looked through the transcript from the trial, and I was like, what the? It was like Mandela effect or something. And I have a pretty good memory, other than the lapses, and that's more recent. I still have a very, very good memory otherwise. And that's that. So they don't. UK, yeah, that's what I thought. They don't control your footage, so they don't want you being able to film. Yeah, exactly. Well, they want you. What it is, in my opinion, is They don't want you to have anything that contradicts their their record from the stenographer. And maybe it's just the fee that they charge you, even though all your access to the court's supposed to be free. When you appeal, they're going to charge you thousands of dollars fee to get the transcript. So I do have this transcript. You can see if you want to take a screenshot or whatever, case number there, you might have to invert it. But this is the transcript of FTR Recorded Civil Rights Violation Bureau hearing. Recorded Civil Violation Bureau hearing. Civil Violation Bureau. It's criminal. It was criminal. Anyways, before the Honorable Judge Talisha L. St. Mark. She was a peach. I wish... and so I'll try to get that audio from that hearing from the time where the second time we got arrested. This hearing here, I have they didn't want to give me the audio, but they offered to give me a copy of the hearing because I wasn't allowed to record. So this was her way of trying to CYA, right, is providing me with this transcript of the hearing. But what she's not realizing is that the point of recording is not just for this, it's to record the entire time I'm there, you know, and all the interactions with all the different federal agents, okay, and to create my own records and to be secure in my property. So, in my papers and effects. So to say that it covers the hearing, but what about the rest of it? The first time I was arrested, they turned the body cam off. They didn't even have body cams themselves. Didn't allow me to create a record there. So right there is where the violation took place. And then after, because they made me put my stuff in the car, which I did to go in for the sentencing, because, you know, this guy that I know is going to federal prison for Bitcoin. Anyways, that whole thing, I won't even get into all that. It's crazy. There is a documentary about that. But, so yeah, there's a lot to this whole, you know, one of these maneuvers when I try to pull it off. And really, it doesn't matter. This is the other important thing. It doesn't matter whether you win or lose in this situation. Not to me at all. Doesn't matter whether we win or lose. So imagine there was 10, 20, 30, 50, 100 people, right, that were willing to do this type of stuff and push it, shut shit down peacefully like the left does, but about all this crazy shit, you know, because I'm as far right as you can get. You know, I'm not a Republican. Like I said, anarchy is the path to freedom. Jesus was an anarchist. I'm not a Christian or anything like that, but Jesus was an anarchist. And, you know, anarchy is the path to freedom. We are all sovereigns in our own right and have a right to interact with each other without threat of violence and force, and contract with and who we do not want to, or avoid who we want to, and you know, and whatnot. So that is the way forward. I do believe the Constitution is an anarchist document, 100% as well. It throws the crown off. It turns us all into sovereigns. Where was I? Oh yeah, it doesn't matter if you win or lose. in these type of things. As long as listen, don't go out and because when obviously I'm willing to get arrested for a petty thing. I'm willing to walk the line and get arrested for disorderly conduct or whatever, right? But not felonies. I'm good with the felonies. I did enough prison time. I'm not trying to do anything like that. So, don't try to commit felonies. I'm not advocating for anyone to commit any crimes whatsoever, but you have to be willing to take the ticket, this little stupid ticket, right? You got to be willing to take the ticket and then fight it in court, pro se. Doesn't matter if you win or lose. You go in there and you Alex Stein that shit. That dude is hilarious. Go in there and you Alex Stein, and I know a bunch of people who have been going to court on their own, messaging me for advice and things like that. And I love to see people taking this shit themselves. A lot of people have been doing that around here for various things, for filming and all that as well. So, yeah, I am going to try to get Breaking the Flaw. Shout out if Flaw watches this or is checking. Shout out to Breaking the Flaw. I think he said he was found guilty. I was at part of his trial for some bullshit, and he got arrested. Did he get arrested? He got arrested at Press NH's trial or something like that. I can't even remember, honestly. But I'm going to try to get Flaw on the show to talk about all his stuff and where he's coming from. Like I said, I want to have different people with different points of view. And, because me and Gerhard, we don't agree on everything all the time, but we agree on principle and that there's one truth and that we're not always right and we make mistakes, and sometimes somebody else has the better idea. That's why it's good to network and have a trusty circle around you of people that have good counsel. So, boom, boom, boom. Yeah, I mean, I think I covered everything. Still, I got my bullet points here. NFTs. Yeah, I'm big into the NFTs. I will. So, I have something coming this week. I want a guitar. I don't play guitar, but I want a guitar. And so I should be getting that this week. I just got a message earlier, like a couple hours ago, but I got this. Right? I got this. And I'm going to I haven't opened it yet. And I'm not going to open the box right now. I'm going to open the box when I open my guitar thing. But this is another NFT project. It's a phygital. They call it phygital, meaning there's the digital NFT, but they're attached to physical items. Boom, check it out. This thing not wanting to come out of here. Boom, oh, boom. This shit's pretty dope, actually. Boom, the Junks project. I know some people are like, what? So these are actually some of the NFTs. What is it? Yeah, Junks. Boom. And there's a clothing item in here. It's sealed. It's got like the tamper-proof seal. And so, yeah, I got this. I won that. And I'm a top holder in that project for sure. But I love that project. I think he does quarterly drops. He does winter, spring, summer, fall drops, and they're very limited clothing items. So in that, it says it right here. I wasn't sure because I won it. I didn't pick it out, so I don't even know. This is the first edition winter season. You go to junks.xyz, JNKZ website. Well, maybe you can take a screenshot of that QR code. Bang. And heather gray navy blue logo left chest. So it's got the embroidered Junks logo on the left chest. The heather gray navy blue logo. Oh, heather. Okay, so it's a heather gray item. Anyhow, fun stuff. I'm into all different types of NFTs. I think NFTs, they're very dangerous. There's a lot of scams out there. First warning, I will tell you guys, I got NFTs in my wallet that are worth nothing. I have NFTs that I've burned. You can burn NFTs and destroy them and remove them from the blockchain. And I've been involved in 2 rug projects that I ended up burning a bunch of it. I think one of them I had over 100 NFTs that I burned, and that ended up getting other people to burn theirs too. So that was kind of cool. And then the project, I think it got removed from the exchange. But anyways, NFTs, just got to be careful. There's definitely some real artists out there, and they're just different. They're like baseball cards that can't get a bent corner. And yeah, they're fun. You can win stuff like guitars and clothing items and other NFTs. There's a lot of times there's giveaways for other NFTs and crypto and stuff. But yeah. So that's it. Kind of going off on a tangent. Maybe we'll do the video when we do the video with the guitar, and I'll open this up and I'll show my Quaken. It'll be a fashion show. I'll be like a rock star with the guitar, take some fake pictures, and try to look cool. And yeah, I will do that. And I'll show some of my and you'll see in the shop I'm going to be putting some of these coins in there. I got some pretty awesome coins. I got stuff that I got to send out to get authenticated and graded. That costs money. I haven't ever done that yet, but I have a bunch of Indian head pennies that I want to send out, maybe a couple dimes. I found some trumpet tail S43S dimes. I found 2 of them. Anyhow, so I guess we'll wrap it up there, and we'll try to do I'll definitely do another update once I have the link. And I'll try to get Jason Gerhard on here. And again, join the Lions Den, because that's where I'm going to be taking a lot of information, and we can really, really network together and figure out. We're talking about mesh networks. If anybody knows with that, we have like radio clubs here in New Hampshire as well. So ham radio clubs and all these different radio clubs. So yeah, move to New Hampshire. Come check it out. And it's a good place to circle the wagons. But that's it. Signing off. Cheers. Take it easy.